So you're thinking about moving abroad. The Jaffa dream. It's exciting, right? But then, as soon as you start looking into it, you're hit with this tidal wave of information. Express entry, work permits, student pathways, and it all just starts to feel confusing. Okay, let's dive in and actually make some sense of it all.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Trust me, you are not alone. You see one thing on a blog, an agent tells you something completely different, and suddenly this exciting dream feels like this impossible puzzle. And you know what? It's kind of designed to be complex, but it really doesn't have to be so overwhelming. And that right there, that's the question at the heart of all the confusion. It's the one everyone asks. Because getting it wrong, man, it can cost you time, a whole lot of money, and sometimes even your chance of success. But what if we change how we see the problem? What if immigration systems aren't really a maze, but more like a building with very specific doors? And each door is designed for a very specific type of person. The whole secret, really, is just figuring out which door has your name on it. So before we start looking at those doors, let's just get back to basics for a second. What even is a visa? Well, it's simply a country asking you one fundamental question. Why are you coming here? Your entire application, every single document, is your answer to that question. And believe me, they take that answer very, very seriously. All right, so let's walk through those doors together. For most people, most of the time, the journey to move abroad is going to fall into one of these 6 major categories. Once you get these, that whole alphabet soup thing starts to look like a pretty clear menu of options. First up, the one everybody knows, the tourist visa. This door is for visiting, seeing the sights, maybe catching up with family. It is temporary by design. You get in, you have a good time, and then you leave. Simple, right? Well, this is where so many people get it so wrong. And look, this is a hard truth we need to talk about. Showing up on a tourist visa hoping you'll just figure things out is one of the riskiest moves you can possibly make. Seriously, it's a direct path to getting flagged in the system, getting deported, and maybe even being banned from re-entering for years. It's a visitor's pass, not a backdoor to a new life.
Okay, next is a really popular and totally legitimate pathway, the student visa. You see, countries like Canada and the UK, they're not just selling education. They're looking for their future talent. This route lets you study, it often lets you work part-time, and it can open up a path to stay and work after you graduate. It's basically a structured pipeline into their workforce.
But let's be real for a second. This door has a high price of entry. We're talking tuition fees, proof of funds for your living expenses, health insurance. It adds up fast. The people who really succeed with this, they don't just see it as going back to school. They see it as a strategic investment in their future career and their life. Now, for many professionals out there, this is the main event, the skilled worker visa. If you're a software developer, a nurse, an engineer, or you have another skill that's in high demand, this door was literally built for you. Countries use these systems, often based on points, to grade your education, your age, and your work experience to see if you're a good fit for their economy. And this quote just nails the mindset you need to have. You're not asking for a favor here. You are offering a solution to a problem they have in their labor market. If your skills solve a problem for them, the whole process becomes so much smoother because they actually want you there. The 4th door is all about who you know. Literally, it's family sponsorship. This is for when you're joining a spouse, a partner, or maybe a parent who already has legal status in that country. It's a very direct path, but because it's based on relationships, you can bet it's one of the most heavily scrutinized. So let me be crystal clear. Do not try to game this system. Immigration officers have seen it all. I'm telling you, they're trained to spot inconsistencies, and they can tell when a relationship isn't genuine. Trying to fake it is pretty much a surefire way to get a lifetime ban. It is just not worth it. There's also a door for those with some serious capital. The investor or entrepreneur visa. This is for people who can start a business, create jobs for locals, or make a really substantial investment in the country's economy. It's less common for sure, but it's a powerful option for business owners. And all of these doors, the student path, the skilled worker, the family one, they're often leading to this one final destination, permanent residency, or PR. This is the goal. This is the long-term membership card that lets you live and work in a country indefinitely. And it's that final step before you can even think about applying for citizenship.
So now that we understand the doors, let's talk about the single biggest mistake that people make right at the very beginning of their journey. And it all comes down to the question you're asking yourself. Okay, on the left, you see the question almost everyone asks. Which country is the easiest to get into? This is a trap. It just leads you to chase trends. The smarter question, the one that actually gets results, is over on the right. Which pathway fits my current profile? Your skills, your finances, your age, that's what matters. That's what determines your best option, not what's popular on YouTube this week. And that really is the whole secret. Success comes from aligning who you are, your qualifications, your bank account, your life goals, with the visa category that was designed for someone exactly like you. It's a matching game. It's not a lottery. Okay, so let's turn this insight into action. If you're serious about this, you need to stop thinking like a hopeful applicant and start thinking like a strategic planner. And here's a simple 5-step framework that can guide you. First, do an honest self-assessment. What are you really working with? Second, choose the right pathway based on that honest assessment. Third, please avoid the shortcut culture. Fake documents and shady deals will get you a permanent ban. Fourth, think beyond just landing. How are you actually going to build a life there? And finally, number 5, talk to people who've actually done it. Get some real, structured guidance. And this, right here, might be the most important mindset shift of all. I know getting the visa feels like the end of the race, but it's not. It's the starting line of a completely new life with totally new challenges and new rules. Being prepared for that is just as important as the application itself. So instead of asking which country is easiest, start by asking which door is right for you. Plan your steps, be strategic, and think long-term. This journey is massive, I get it, but it all starts with that one smart question. So, are you ready to find your door?